हे हेलो एवरीवन, दिस इज योर बॉलीवुड स्पाई यानी कि आरजे दिव्य सोलगम। और इस वक्त मेरे साथ मौजूद है बहुत ही प्यारी प्यारी सी कृष्णा श्रॉफ। कृष्णा, सबसे पहले तो कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस, ये जो पूरे देश में आपने एमएमए जिम सेटअप कर रहे हैं उसके लिए बहुत बहुत बधाई। कैसा चल रहा है ये प्रोसेस? हाउ इज द रिस्पॉन्स और क्या दिक्कतें आ रही है?
Thank you so much. It's been phenomenal, you know. MMA Matrix, my gym that you're speaking about, started as a passion project between my brother and I. I think everyone knows our love for fitness, our love for mixed martial arts. We wanted to kind of create this haven, for fitness enthusiasts alike, or even just have it be a place for the youth to come and kind of be introduced to an overall healthier lifestyle and just better overall well-being, because MMA not only works on your physicality, but it definitely pushes your mental strength as well. And I can't speak for everyone, but for what it's done, for me particularly, it's really given me a focus and a drive I didn't necessarily have in my life before. So yeah, what started off as a passion project really turned out to be something amazing, and I'm blessed to be able to wake up and be a part of something I love so much every single day.
So this entire expansion which we are talking about, how's that going on? उसमें क्या दिक्कतें आ रही है? Any problems or any hurdles? And what are the vision?
In what? I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
The expansion which you are doing, you're opening it in
Yeah.
other cities. So, how's that response? Any issues out there? Any problem? दिक्कतें कुछ आ रही है? Vision out there?
Yeah, I think for us, we've been blessed to be able to sign our 7th franchise in the midst of a pandemic now, where a lot of other gyms are suffering, because this business particularly has been hit really hard through the pandemic. So, I mean, for that, I'll always be very grateful. But I think one of the biggest things we've really tried to put a focus on is to keep up the same quality our main branch in Mumbai has to offer, because our biggest USP is in fact our trainers. A lot of our guys, almost all of them actually, are current professionals themselves in the sport. So, I think that's our biggest thing going for us, because, a lot of people want to learn the sport, but there's not that much knowledge of it. So very often, more often than not, it's been taught, very incorrectly. So yeah, I think just, keeping up with the quality of what Matrix in Mumbai has to offer, I think that's been our biggest focus. And we've been blessed to be associated with amazing people, that completely understand our vision and are as enthusiastic about it. So I think, I wouldn't say there have been any problems or issues with that. It's just been one of our biggest focuses.
Wow. 7 is a good number to start with. And ये एमएमए जिम में आपने भी ये कहा कि टाइगर भी आपके साथ जुड़े, तो कितना कंट्रीब्यूशन वो कर पाते हैं because of his busy schedule?
He defines mixed martial arts. He defines fitness in our country, so just having him as our brand ambassador is enough by itself. But he definitely plays a huge part. My brother and I work really closely behind the scenes as well, and his input is just as important to me, if not more important. I really trust him more than anyone in this world, and I believe he's extremely honest with me. So he's not going to be one of those yes men around me. He's going to tell me as is, and he's going to definitely give his inputs and help me just make the business better and better.
मैं आपसे पहले भी कई दफा मिला हूं और अक्सर हैरान हो जाता हूं आपके डेडिकेशन एंड फिटनेस को लेकर। आपके कई फैंस हैं जो जानना चाहते हैं अबाउट योर जर्नी, योर ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम फैट टू फिट। आई डोंट वांट टू यूज दैट वर्ड, बट देन जो भी आपने अपने आप को जिस तरह से ग्रूम किया है उसके बारे में कुछ बताइए।
Yeah, I always say this to people, especially a lot of young women who are very, at an influential age. I think it's really important to understand that everyone's journey is different, and don't ever compare yourself to my journey. Don't ever compare yourself to someone else's journey. You're an individual for a reason, so what may work for you may not work for someone else, and vice versa. So don't be disheartened if your results or, you know, what you want to achieve don't come as quickly as someone else's, you know. I think it's really important to understand that it's such a game of trial and error. You're gonna go through so many ups and downs, you know, in this journey. Fitness is not linear at all. Your body's changing every day, especially as a woman. Your body's changing every single day, you know, going through you know, your time of the month and your hormones fluctuating and things like that. So I mean, don't be disheartened, you know, and understand that it's a game of patience as well. But as long as you're striving to be better than you yourself were, than you were yesterday, every single day, you're definitely going to be a step closer to your goal.
So क्या बचपन से आपके घर में फिटनेस को लेकर इतनी अवेयरनेस थी, मॉम, डैड, टाइगर सब?
I wouldn't say as much as now, to be honest. Okay. But my brother and I, you know, we've always been extremely active kids growing up. So our entire childhood went, you know, playing sports, all kinds of sports. And him and I always joke that we only attended school to be able to play on the sports teams. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I think that was always very inbuilt. But I think recently, I mean, not recently, I'd say about 6 years ago for me is when I really began my journey into the whole fitness industry. Right. You know, of course, being extremely inspired and motivated by my father, my mother, and my brother, all three of them.
But I've seen some pictures of your dad and mom in, you know, in the early films where Jackie Shroff is that entire in his swimming trunks, and ma'am in her film that Blue Lagoon inspired film was,
yes,
was there in that film.
Yeah.
So, you know, they were also totally fit and totally dashing.
Yeah, I think back then they also had age on their side. And, you know, and I think I want to say thank you, God, for the good genetics. I think, you know, we're blessed to have the genetics we do.
लेकिन कृष्ण अपने हमारे देश में, यू नो, फैट शेमिंग जो होता है बहुत बड़ा मुद्दा है। बचपन से लोगों को बोला जाता है, पहले एक जो होता है क्यूट है, मोटू है, गोलू है, उसके बाद धीरे धीरे चिढ़ाया जाता है, एंड दैट कीप्स हॉन्टिंग पीपल। व्हाट आर योर व्यूज ऑन दैट? कुछ एक्सपीरियंस कभी आपके साथ कुछ ऐसा हुआ था?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, fat shaming it's a thing. It's real. You know, I remember my earliest memory of it was when I was in my young teenage years. I had gone out to a charity event with my father, and of course there was media and paparazzi and things like that. And you know, whether I like it or not, I was clicked with my father, and I just remember reading all these negative and just mean comments about, you know, me being overweight and how my feet looked choked in my slippers. Like those are the details I remember, because, you know, these things really stick with someone at such a young and influential age, you know. And I mean, I definitely took it in my stride. I'm not going to say, you know, it didn't hurt. It definitely hurt at the time. But I mean, I was able to channelize it into something positive and, you know, do something to better myself. But not a lot of people, you know, could take it that way. So I think it's really important to remember to just be kind and honestly mind your own business. You know, just no one's asking for your opinion, you know. So, I mean, just don't feel like you have the right to give it all the time. And especially if you have nothing nice to say, I feel like just don't say anything at all.
तो बचपन में आप और टाइगर कौन से खाने पे टूट पड़ते थे? कोई, यू नो, किस खाने के लिए लड़ते थे या क्रेव करते थे? ऐसा कुछ होता था?
Tiger's always had a much bigger sweet tooth than I have, actually, which is interesting because I was the overweight one. I never really had a sweet tooth. I just really like to eat a lot of food. But I still do. But Tiger definitely had a sweet tooth, you know, all kinds of candy and chocolate. I remember this one candy. Do you remember Magic Pops?
Yeah. The one which used to...
The ones that crackle in your mouth, right, or whatever. Those were our absolute favorites. We would definitely fight over that quite a bit. And that was fun. I mean, that's a fun memory that I have.
Yeah. So, आपका cheat food क्या? I remember Tiger ने मुझे बताया था chocolate and pizza Sunday को वो खाते ही खाते कुछ भी हो जाए. He loves to have that. What आपके cheat food क्या?
I love pizza. I could eat it all day, every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I would always go for Italian on my cheat, just because it's really wholesome food. It keeps you full. And that's something I crave on my cheat days. So definitely pizzas, pastas, anything super carb heavy, I love.
तो आपको कई फिल्मों के ऑफर्स तो आते हैं, लेकिन आपसे जानना चाहूंगा कि आप बहुत बड़ी सोशल मीडिया स्टार है, उसके बिना भी फिल्में नहीं की है, फिर भी आप इतने बड़े स्टार है, बिग नेम व्हेन इट कम्स टू वुमेन फिटनेस। तो कैसा लगता है आपको, और फिल्मों को लेकर क्या प्लान्स है? क्योंकि आपके बहुत सारे फैंस के यही सवाल कंटिन्यूअसली कॉमन क्वेश्चन ये रहता है, व्हेन इज शी गोइंग टू डू अ फिल्म?
Yes. Honestly, it's, I'm not as gonna happen. I'm open to certain things as long as it fits who I am, and I want to be able to stay true to who I am. I understand, doing a movie is playing a character and things like that, but
Right.
I still want to be very, still want to stay true to who I am at the core. Recently I told Tiger, in fact, I was like, if I get offered, a really cool action flick with you, I feel like that would be really sick. Like brother, sister kicking ass together. I don't think that's been done. So that could be something really cool. So something like that resonates with me, something that I'm motivated to train for and do well at. I think that I'd be open to something like that.
Something like Spy Kids ka Indian version, something on that basis, going and bashing. So पापा की फेवरेट फिल्म है कौन सी और टाइगर की कौन सी है?
Ooh, that's a good question. Dad has, he loves the classics. I know he loves the Godfather series. That's something that we'll always pull out and watch when we're sitting at home together. From everything, the cinematography to the editing to the acting, he's very in awe. And I know he loves Scarface as well. I think my brother's probably the biggest diehard Spider-Man fan. So anything, to do with Spider-Man, any of the movies, I think he'll probably go first day, first show.
Okay. और आपके फैंस आपको बहुत ज्यादा पसंद करते हैं। हाल ही में आपने एक H&M मैगजीन के लिए एक बोल्ड फोटोशूट भी किया था, तो कुछ ट्रोलर्स आ गए थे, बट आपके फैंस ने उन्हें मुंह तोड़ जवाब दिया था। तो क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप अपने फैंस के लिए?
I love them. I like to call them my supporters and my friends. They have my back, more than some people I even know have my back. It's amazing to see. And I feel so blessed to have their support. And, I'll forever be grateful. I'll forever be grateful for the trollers as well, because, if you're speaking about me, I'm doing something right, right? I always say bad publicity is good publicity at the end of the day.
Okay. So, लॉकडाउन में बहुत सारे लोग जिम नहीं जा सके, लोगों ने वेट पुट ऑन किया है, मैंने भी किया है। सो बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं, उनके लिए कुछ नॉर्मल, हम जैसे जो नॉर्मल लोग हैं, उनके लिए कुछ टिप्स दीजिए, जो जिम नहीं जा पा रहे, उनके लिए क्या करना चाहिए?
Any exercise or movement that you perform at the gym, you can very much do at home as well. Without the weights, of course, whether it be squats or even, I was seeing so many people do this, during the first lockdown, filling up water bottles and using water bottles as weights, for maybe a deadlift or a row movement. But I think there's so many people being innovative and creative. I think I always say, fitness is such a booming industry. It's not the past, it's not the future, it's the now. I feel like so many people are more well aware of, their bodies and their overall well-being. And I think people are really taking initiative of their own lives and making that change. I can sit here and preach, all I want to, but I feel like people are really doing a great job at already, going at it.
Great, Krishna. Thank you for being with us, and God bless you and stay safe.
Thank you so much. Take care. Lovely speaking to you.
Same here. Take care.